Yeet. Before we start off today, I want to do a moment of silence, give our prayers, thoughts, and condolences for Wyndham, aka Bray Wyatt's family.
Guys, this is Santi Numerel, and you're listening to Wrestling Behind the Curtain.
Yeet. You already know what it is. If you checked the beginning, but you didn't scan through, no. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Want to give
And Terry Funk.
and to Terry Funk. Want to give our condolences to both their families and prayers and thoughts. Gonna try to liven it up a little bit because I'm pretty sure they would want the show to go on. So, you seen the thumbnails, AEW All In predictions. You already know what it is. Your boy wrestling behind the curtain. Kenzo the Greats up in here. So,
Yes,
before we
sir.
get, you know, the promos, Discord is free. We're always going to the pay-per-views, to the shows. Go ahead and get up in there. We get the merch game. Go ahead and support that. Patreon, it's like $3. I mean, come on, $3. That's some Skittles or whatever. Go ahead and get that real quick. Amazon, Funko Pops. I know y'all finally listening to me. So right now, we got the Brock Lesnar joint with the Undertaker. You know what I mean?
That's the street ender, right?
Yep. So if you go to the community tab on the YouTube channel, I got a link in there where you can get yours. You know what I mean? But I say, Funko, you listening? Because I've been tweeting y'all forever about getting us some Usos, Cuzzos, and y'all finally got the Usos 2-pack tag team coming. So we ready for that. Other than that, I'm gonna let Kenzo run point while I sip my Starbucks.
But you already know it's pay-per-view because it's not WWE, so we don't have to worry about premium live events, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm pretty sure the card I have is in order. It's going to start with Aussie Open versus MJF and Adam Cole for the tag team championship. And I'm pretty sure that's how they started. And it's crazy because they're also going to be the ones to finish it, I believe. So starting off, I think knowing AEW how I know them, this could really, really, really go either way. And they could tell a story either way. I really don't actually think this match result matter. The match itself and the story they could tell matters. It'll inform later because they could win these belts and then be like, well, we really don't know how this match is gonna go later because they're gonna be tagged like on some Hangman and Kenny Omega shit. Not exactly like that, but some similar. Or do they lose and then it builds up for the fight later? They're upset, even more upset because they lost, they didn't win the belts. Again, it doesn't really matter which one you choose. Is how you get there. I think so. I'm gonna go with a win because I think that's a better way to tell a story. If they win the belts and then then it keeps start going longer, I should say. So I'm gonna say dub because what has the Aussie Open done to deserve to hold on to the belts anyway? On top of that,
Okay, so we clearly think the same because I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna go with the loss though, because I figure we go old school and ain't broke, don't fix it. That's usually what they do to make the tension go. And then we got that like backstage maybe segments real quick if you can get those of them like upset with each other. But then again, they're already facing each other anyway, right? So they already got to do it. It's not like, oh, now we're going to fight later on. I hear what you say right now about what have Aussie done to keep it. And that kind of made me think, they could probably lose it. Because even if MJF and Adam are just holding it for a second, I mean that the transition to somebody else could still be whatever.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the keep it.
I'm gonna briefly comment. It's kind of crazy how much we complain about the can they coexist storyline because it's been overdone so many times. And Tony went and done it. He said, I'm gonna know you guys, but he also made it very unpredictable. Because again, I'm still tired of the idea of the storyline being everything that drives stories so often. But again, first of all, it's a different company, can't really give them slack for WWE's stuff for years of doing that. And also, he actually made it unpredictable. Like I said, it could go either way. It really don't matter. And not only does it not matter, I actually don't care, which is the most important. He's found a way to make you happy no matter what. Obviously, some people gonna be upset. That's just how opinion works. But I think that's really interesting. So
Yeah. So I guess so. In case you guys are confused, I guess we're both in agreement that they're gonna win. So and then we'll see what happens later on. What's next?
Next is your favorite, the Acclaimed, with versus House of Black for the Trios Championship.
Daddy Ass is back, correct?
Yeah, he's the third in the trio. I didn't say that, but I probably should have.
I like the fact that he's back, but are we really going to take the belts off House of Black? I don't. I mean, I know Acclaim does well with belts, but
when we were talking about the trios as a concept and the belts and all the division, blah 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 blah, House of Black is basically exactly what we were talking about. Not the Acclaimed and another person. Again, not trying to not give credit where credit's due. But Billy Gunn has been in the game a long time. Blah 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 blah. No disrespect to him. I'm just saying, like, we're talking trio. We're talking about a new thing in wrestling. Blah 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 blah.
They're not a
House
trio.
of Black. It just looks way better from a sense standpoint. So I'm gonna rock with House of Black here. I don't see any other way to do it.
I don't even see who's the trios really, besides the Elite, which are not going to be competing.
They haven't made it a division yet. They haven't. We can definitely discuss that. It's a belt, but it's not a division.
Which is another reason why maybe they could win. So then now we have a new. I mean, they technically could win because they're not going to be in the tag team division right now, right? Like getting those belts back, are they?
I don't think so.
How long has House of Black been a draw since Black came back, right? So a couple months, like 6, 7, something like that. I'm gonna say they retain. Maybe Billy does some turn shit, whatever, so that he can get up out of there, whatever. Because I think he does really want to retire, but I think he wants to do it on a good storytelling joint. I'm talking a little slow, y'all, because I'm trying to think at the same time with the predictions because this is live. There's live predictions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't talk about these before.
Which is good because WWE, when the predictions come by, so Roman winning, we already know this is going to happen. AEW, even though at times it is predictable, sometimes it isn't. So I'm going to say that House of Black retains on some Billy Gunn shit.
I like the Billy Gunn twist. I'm going to keep it with the retention as well. Next up. So I guess when he's a heel, he's Jack Perry. And we're going to call him Jungle Boy when he's a babyface. Is that how that works? So Jack Perry versus Hook. Jack Perry is the champion. It's for the FTW championship. These guys have done a decent job about making this belt a little bit more something. But again, we've said for a long time, this belt just popped onto the scene. Didn't really mean much. Yeah, you gave it to some.
All right, let me take over. I told you I didn't like this shit. Right? I didn't like Jack Perry. I'm feeling him as a heel though. Like he won me over. The slick hair back, the Mozart music, like just straight.
I feel it.
I'm feeling it. It's all good. I don't think he should lose it. Whether he does or doesn't, I don't know. I don't think he should lose it because if it's a heel, and like you said, I think they are making the belt at least a little more watchable, then I think he has to retain and then go against maybe another baby face that should have a shot. So, but it's just where do you go with Hook though after that? Because what do you see for Hook? Maybe a TNT shot, but he's got to really get some matches and climb because he's rarely ever there. When he's there, he's with the belt. He does a little 30-second match, walks out, which I said could have been cool because to me it was reminiscent of Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin. He came in, he beat people quick, didn't say shit, left. So if they would have continued with that, then it would have been dope. Because then if you say, okay, let's go for the TNT belt, then it would make sense. But if he loses to Jack Perry, it's kind of like, okay, I get it, but where do you go with Hook after that?
So yeah, I'm going to go the other way. I think Hook wins here, and I think Jack Perry fails up. He's a heel. You can do that. You can come off a loss and not look too stupid, depending on how you lose. We hope they book it right. Hook has more. I think winning the belt is a bigger jumping off point. Jack Perry already had that moment. I don't think he needed it when he got it, but it did show something else. And now I think he fails up. He jump off again, and now Hook jump off. So now you got 2 stars going in the upwards direction instead of just one. So I'm gonna go with Hook here. Hopefully it's done right. But I mean, again, AEW's done a pretty good job of as far as this goes. I think you're right as far as if Hook loses, he has more to lose than if Jack Perry loses. So that's why I think Hook should win.
I do like it, but I'm not gonna change my answer because I want us to kind of be different because we're usually always like in agreement of every single match. So I'm gonna go with Jack.
So next is FTR champions versus Young Buck for the tag team championship belts.
This is super tricky. This is super tricky
It's
because
tricky for multiple reasons. It's tricky for storyline reasons. It's tricky for real life implications because Cash Wheeler was arrested for aggravated assault with a weapon. That's all I know about it. I only know the charge.
And even more, they're like best friends with CM Punk.
Yeah,
because even if you watch the promo, I'm pretty sure they're obviously professional, but it did seem a little. It did seem like there was some shit there, like
some shooting.
Yeah. So if the Elite win, then does that piss off Punk and them, and then they stay on Collision? Do the Elite job out? Well, not job out, but do they lose to FTR and carry that? And you know they're gonna feel a certain way because they're CM Punk's people. Like I don't even know. Like in my opinion, who I would want to win, and I guess who I'm gonna go for would be the quote unquote heels, the Young Bucks. Like FTR, I think is pretty much solidified that they're one of the best tag teams of all time. Like we can do tag team lists later on, whatever. I'm probably gonna go the Usos, Cuzzos, but I mean they beat everyone from rest in peace Jay Briscoe to the Briscoes to fucking Matt, Jeff. Like I mean, but I think storyline purposes in AEW, I think it makes sense if the Bucks win. I would really love if the Bucks and the FTR shit ended with some CM Punk shit to actually set up the money match that we all want because we all know that there's some real shooting there. So how do you pay it off? You pay it off with some money. But I'm gonna go with the Bucks. But I definitely wouldn't be surprised if FTR wins because they pretty much beat everybody.
Like we said, there are real life implications here, but ignoring those storyline reasons, I think this could go both ways. But I'm gonna go FTR. We're disagreeing again, so that's good. I'm gonna go FTR because I think as far as without the belts, the Bucks are more valuable without the belts than FTR, in my opinion. Especially when you talk about not knowing what the trios are. The Bucks, with the Elite, the Bucks have way more trios implications than FTR do. So there's that. FTR, we keep talking about, the quintessential tag team. We talk about that for as long as we've had the channel now, so I don't got to go over that again. I'm pretty sure people are tired of hearing me saying it. Even if you knew it, you probably heard me say it already. But thing is, I also have not a bold prediction. I think it's going to be up there with the Young Bucks and FTR's longest match. They haven't had an Iron Man match, thank goodness. So I think this is going to be the longest match because as time has gone on, as the story's been built, there's less spotty, more intricate wrestling with the Young Bucks proving more and more that they're wrestlers, not just spot fest. And FTR don't know wrestling any other way. They are wrestlers, grinders, all that. So I think that's my little addition to this. It's gonna be the longest one out of all the iterations. We're gonna have to go back and check the timestamps, but I think it's gonna be longer than any other FTR Young Bucks match we've seen so far, with FTR coming with the dub.
Well, I think the longest match FTR had was a 60-minute match.
Then scratch what I just said because I think they're putting that in the middle of the card. This card is long.
Because I think if I do remember, when is not Cash, when Dax came in a promo for Collision, I think he was upset because they were kind of getting booed, and he was like, "Y'all booing me after we just had a 60-minute match, like a 60-minute match." So I think they've had some long matches before, but I could be wrong. You guys could fact check this. I mean, that's what we're here for.
I mean, but, when we're wrong, they will flame up the comments because these guys don't know what they're talking about.
Better for us. But yeah, I got Young Bucks. You got FTR. What's next?
Next up is for the AEW Women's Championship. You got Hikaru Shida, Toni Storm, Saraya versus Britt Baker. Oh my God, this you go first because I'm all over the place with this one. Partially because it's 4 people, so it's obviously 4 different directions you can go, but I can't keep thinking about this booking, So you go first.
Exactly. It is crazy. This is what I think is going to happen. I don't know who's going to win, right? I'm gonna obviously give a prediction, but I'm gonna say what I think is going to happen, which I've been wrong before, but I think it's a smooth hot take if it's true. I don't think I can't say her name, but you said it. I don't think she retains. I think either we get a Saraya pop in London, or we revert back to Britt Baker. That's what I think. So, one of the two.
Okay, go on.
One of the two. I mean, I'm supposed to pick, but I'm basically saying I don't think that Shorty's going to retain. Now, what I think could happen and I thought of another one, but I don't know the timetable if Jamie Hayter is cleared yet because she did post a picture of her like looking real fit. So I don't know if she is cleared. I could see her running, but maybe not. But what I was going to say is we haven't seen Jade in a long time. And we always said she held in that TBS title a long time. It was time for her to move back. I don't see her coming back. If she does, to the TBS belt for what? You already dominated it. Even if you did lose to Chris, it don't matter. Like you already killed that division. No point of going back to it. I could see her coming in and making her spot known that yo, I'm here for this and it's my time now. And depending on who it is, if it's Britt Baker, then obviously heel. If it's Soraya, Jay can come back as face.
So then before you do that, Jade in there, they changed up. I ain't gonna lie, I like that, but I'm gonna let you have that one. So way I see it, I looked at it a couple different ways. You got the hometown pop that is also an option. I'm gonna go for a Soraya dub, but not just because of hometown pop reasons, because there's another way to look at it. Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker could be the old AEW Women's Guard. The way you look at it, not too old because obviously the company's still pretty decent new, but they are OGs as far as this company goes. And then you got on the other end, you got Tony Storm and Soraya who are fairly new. One of them is obviously not new to wrestling as much as the other one is, but again, new to AEW. I think they're going to go with the new guard here. So that narrows it down to Tony Storm, Soraya for me. And then you add the hometown pop on top of it. And about the storylines, I'm going to go Soraya. I do like the Jade tidbit, that ad. That'd be cool if that was thrown in there. There's a lot of different ways you can do that. I mean, his division needs better booking. That's. I'm just going to leave it there for the umpteenth time.
Because think about it, yeah, and I agree with what you said because there's just so many more ways to go with the heel with Soraya. You know what I mean? And then Tony Storm's been the champ, Soraya's been the champ, and fucking Ruby, so always not a champ. That's crazy. But 2 out of the 3 have been the women's champion. You know what I mean? So that's shit to talk. They start beating down Sheeta and Britt Baker. You would expect Hayter to come out, but she doesn't. Out comes Jade.
I like it.
So that's where I'm gonna go down. But yeah, I guess we'll go say Soraya, especially for the pop.
All right, the tag team coffin match: Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage versus Darby Allin and Sting.
I did not know you had a Sting shirt on.
Yeah, the old ass Sting. This is All American OG Sting.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the white elephant in the room. Is my man showing up?
I have no idea.
I mean, they've both said that they want one more go together or at each other. He is free. He did. People don't know what he said in the contract of this is what I want. He could have put it a way that they were gonna say no, or it could have been like, nah, bro, like we respect you, but it's time to go. But nevertheless, as of now, it doesn't look like he's going back to WWE. We're obviously talking about Edge. If you guys are fans, if you guys aren't, then I don't know what you guys are doing. But I could see him coming in, maybe helping Christian. That pop would be fucking crazy. Like who's the pop that got that? I don't want to. Bryan Danielson kind of got one like that, but I think the closest besides you got to take out CM Punk because that's just a anomaly when it comes to wrestling. But Adam Cole got a crazy pop when he got there. So you in London?
So yeah, in London, I'm not sure. I'm not. That's not gonna make too big of a difference on this one in particular. Edge does make a difference. I don't think he's coming. He's made it. He's not made it very clear. He's made it semi clear. He's gonna stay retired. I think it's a little. By the time that happens, it's a little. I'm not sure how his non compete also works. So I'm pretty sure by the time that all happened,
No, his contract's up.
well, his contract's up. Contract up doesn't mean there's no non-compete. He could have like a 30-day, WWE good for those. He might not. I'm not saying he does for sure. He's, sometimes when you got his skin in the game, you don't have to have that at all. But either way, I think it would have been a little. They would have to been cooking that for a while. And he's been on TV right up until he retired. So I don't think they would have been able to do that. So I'm gonna stick with Sting and Darby Allin here, especially since I'm wearing a Sting shirt. But I could see it going either way. But because I think if Sting and Darby win, Swerve has to go in another direction because I don't see where else they go from here.
I mean, I'm with you to be clear. Like, I think it's really, really highly unlikely that because he seems like a WWE lifer. But just for the sake of the argument, don't forget he wanted to be here with Judgment Day. And because of shit that happened with Randy and other stuff, they had to flip him back to face real quick. But he really wanted a good heel run. Who better to be here with than your best friend? And
Fair point.
he came back and Christian couldn't come back. Then Christian went to AEW, started doing his thing. So it's kind of like, damn, my bestie is wrestling, but I can't fuck with him. It's like, and we about to retire. Like one more run. Then, I mean, not even trying to throw that out there, but with the fucking Terry and the Bray shit, now you understand life is short. Like, spend it with the people you love. Like, why not?
Very good point.
So, but if the Edge shit don't happen, then I do agree with what you said. Darby and Sting, obviously, because that's like father son type shit right there. But if Edge does come, it's gonna be crazy as hell. I think AEW does need a moment because they haven't had an old shit moment in a long time. Because remember we said, oh, they're just popping them out like nothing. Like we ain't even surprised anymore. It's whatever. Like every pay per view is an old shit moment, and we haven't really had one of those in a while.
Well, that's fair. I like it.
What's next?
Next up, you got the Golden Elite, which is Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page, and Kota Ibushi, versus the Bullet Club Gold and Konosuke Takashita. Obviously, that's Jay White and Juice Robinson. That's Bullet Club Gold.
So who's fighting? Kenny who?
It's Kenny, Hangman, and Kota Ibushi.
I like the way you said
The
that.
Golden Lovers.
I like the way you said that. Sound like you've been living in Japan for a little bit. I like that.
A little something.
I don't never go against my best friend. Like if you guys don't know, if you're new to the channel, me and Kenny we saw Spider-Man together, No Way Home. There's proof of it in the video somewhere. Go check that
His
out.
running gag is crazy.
So best friend. So I never go against them, but I think they could take the L against Bullet Club Gold. Plus, kind of the shit you said, the old guard, new guard. Although Jay White isn't really young per se, the whole faction in AEW is kind of new. You got the Ass Boys, which I've grown to love since I did that 50 Cent intro. Fire. So Bullet Club Gold got to get the L from me. I mean, got to get the dub from me.
Now,
And there's more storylines that can go. Because then Jay could pop all shit. Like I was the real. They never do what we want them to do, but the whole Bullet Club shit could really go. Like I was the true leader of Bullet Club. Like he was never that dude. So that whole shit could like develop into something different if it's not a one offer. But my bad. Go ahead.
see, I had a whole bunch of stuff to say about Bullet Club Gold and stuff. I thought about it. I was thinking about it. And you said it, and I agree with everything you said. Then I thought about it. Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, the Golden Lovers. I can't bet against that. Now, if you know me, you've been not new to the channel across our various channels and all. I like the game. Now, most of the time, I am a logical, mathematical. I'm doing research, but every once in a while, you just look at a bet, or in this case, a match in the wrestling. Just look. There's no way, there's no number you show me or tell me that would make me vote against that team right there. And that's the Golden Lovers plus Hangman Adam Page. I'm not voting against it. You could show me the match in the future, tell me they lost. I'm still gonna go back and I'm gonna hit that button again. I'm just not betting against it. It's just 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100. That's the way I'm gonna go. So this is not that 100th or 10th time.
Son, I mean, we're not. I don't know. I don't even think we're gonna get it, but son, I need a Bullet Club storyline in AEW. So we have the Young Bucks, Adam Page, Kenny Omega, Juice Robinson, Jay Lethal, Jay White. Now the Ass Boys, Finn, I know Finn about to leave WWE at some point. Like,
You've been saying that for a while, but
I think AJ is going to retire life for there at WWE. I think it's probably end up being a coach. I don't think that we're going to ever get that to go off. Although that pop would be crazy too. But I think the days of us seeing him at AEW definitely not going to happen. But
my AJ Styles hopes are well in the dumpster, so that's okay.
we got enough for a Bullet Club storyline. Plus, they do business with New Japan. There's a new Bullet Club over there nobody really likes. Like we officially said, they probably jumped the shark right now. No disrespect to you, Finland, but it just ain't working for us. But they could possibly fuck with that. And you still got the God that we still don't know what's going on with them. Could they jump over? We still got Chris Bay and them in the Impact. Like we got some shit that can happen. Can I get a real bullet? Matter of fact, that's a whole other thing because we're doing predictions. But I need that storyline.
Yeah, Chaz, go ahead and clip that up, put that as a short with a little mini rant because you was not having it. That's a very good point. There's a New Japan update coming soon, by the way, guys. Because the G1 going on over there. No, I ain't forget about y'all. I'm just letting it cook a little bit, letting it cook, so I'll give y'all a good update. So that was another thing I wanted to mention. When Kenny had a match with Ospreay, there was still New Japan involved with that. Jay is completely free agent, all AEW. I don't believe Juice Robinson has any other obligations. So I think we could have a longer storyline without needing Jay White to win or having to drag something else over to New Japan. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with the Golden Elite, Golden Lovers, always. So
Yeah, I
think
think
we leave that one there.
I think Jay White's really winning that one. But what's next?
Santana and Ortiz with the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Best Friends, Eddie Kingston and Penta El Zero Miedo. Is there it's a Stadium Stampede? I thought it was a stipulation. I could not see it. Yep. Stadium Stampede, which is, dynamite, gigantic street fight.
No disrespect, but with the Best Friends in there, I got to go with Combat Club, especially with Santana Ortiz coming back. I don't know why they would come back to.
You say no disrespect, then your sole purpose for picking the other team is what's on the team.
Because I don't see anything over there besides Statlander and OC. Like they're cool. No disrespect to them and their thing. They just don't do nothing for me. But you got brawlers over there in the Combat Club. You just got Santana Ortiz back. Why are they coming back to L? Like it doesn't make sense to me.
No, I'm gonna agree with you for everything you said besides the Best Friends disrespect, but also because of we try not to mention it too much. But again, you don't go across the pond, have all these wrestlers from over there, and there's a group called the Blackpool Combat Club, and they don't get a dub over there in England. That would be foolish. So everything you said plus that home field advantage. And again, where would the Best Friends go? I mean, it's the Stadium Stampede. They're Blackpool Combat Club, and like you said, Santana Ortiz just came back. They can't come back for L. So yeah, for sure, Blackpool Combat Club with Santana Ortiz.
Which we didn't talk about that, but I guess we'll talk about it another time. I can't believe they're back together because when Santana left because he was hurt, there was supposed to be friction between him and Ortiz. Like they were supposed to be not fucking with each other to the point where Santana was on his way out.
Yeah, I think there's some real life, like the injury. There's some real life stuff back there that might have changed what's going on. But I don't want to spread rumors and then be like source behind the curtain. Next thing you know, we on Twitter again. Nah. Next up, fresh off tour or still on tour, but with Fozzy, Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay.
You know why this is tricky? Because
not tricky for me, but I will definitely listen to you.
No disrespect, because I love Jericho. I think he's one of the underrated goats I told you about. I think he doesn't really get his flowers. I think people really bypass him when you talk top 5, top 10. But the man has reinvented himself so many times.
He's on my Rushmore, mostly because of that reinvention thing you just said. Yep, longevity, all that.
Help put a whole nother company up, because if you didn't really know New Japan, like I only knew the Bucks and the Bullet Club. If you didn't really know them, you kind of really only fuck with AEW because they got Chris Jericho. So that's big within itself. And the reason why
champion was the first champion for a reason.
The reason why I said it's tricky is because he seems to be fucking everybody. When we're like, there's no way he should win this one, but he wins anyway. So him beating Ospreay, I wouldn't doubt it, but I think Ospreay needs more of a win because he just beat Okada. Well, not just beat, but he's beat Okada. He's beat Kenny Omega. So how do you set that off more is if he beat a GOAT, Jericho. And then I think he's a free agent as of now. He just didn't know. He doesn't know where he's going. So if you really want to convince him to come over, why
Yeah.
would you be like, nah, you're gonna drive out to Jericho?
So, like I said, this wasn't too hard for me, but you did open up some points that I didn't think about. So I do appreciate that. But I'm still gonna rock with the way I was going, which was gonna be Ospreay regardless. But part of it, it was more so I couldn't that reason you said, funnily enough, he's like, oh, we keep saying Jericho can't win and he's want him. But I'm gonna go here again. He can't win. Like, what are we building with Jericho winning here? The man's on tour, you got all this stuff going on. Yeah, he can coach, yeah, he can build stars, but what does a storyline with him getting a dub here mean? Plus, when you have that other aspect, you said, well, Ospreay, getting the 2 dubs, the last 2 dubs that he got. He can't win against those people and listen to Chris Jericho. That just don't make no sense. If you're looking at boxing or UFC, that they just gonna run that back automatically because they'll be like, okay, obviously there's a fluke here. You can't do that in wrestling because we know it's scripted and all that stuff. So we're like, you made him lose. We're not gonna believe this no matter what you do now. So you got Will Ospreay, the aerial assassin, it's got to be him. This is also another home field advantage. So I mean,
plus they probably booked it correctly because he kind of turned against Don Callis, so that kind of gives him an out if it has to be some interference in some way. And he kind of broke up with the JAS, so kind of another way someone wants to run in and interfere, then you kind of have 2 different ways that he could lose. Make sure y'all put in the comments who y'all got.
For sure. Next up for the real world champion or Ring of Honor world champion, whichever way you want to look at that, Samoa Joe versus CM Punk.
They got to do something with this.
What you mean? Like the belt?
I don't never know when Ring of Honor is happening.
Oh, yes. I did want to mention that, but I didn't want to go too long. That's why I did that segue. See how smooth you see again. We didn't have no pre-production meeting, and it's still segue was still fire. Yeah, Ring of Honor is. I didn't want to say it, but is Ring of Honor real? Like we got Collision and all this stuff. Does Tony know he still got Ring of Honor? Does he know?
It's like if he needs a filler, then he's like, okay, let's just throw the belt.
Yeah, if TV went too long on every other show, we'll throw the rest on Ring of Honor. But he got some Samoa Joe as champion. We got a whole company over there. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do an in-depth research on that because again, it's not like I used to watch Ring of Honor that much right when they were going into their downfall. But I did think Tony's purchase would probably be a good thing. But apparently, I mean, it hasn't been anything so far. So I might have to do a deep dive for myself and you guys. Again, like wrestling. I'm gonna go CM Punk here because I think there's more storyline there with the real world champion. Blah blah blah. Then you could have him face against the guys in the next match, possibly that we're gonna talk about. There's a lot more.
It's for CM Punk's belt, right?
I guess. No, I mean,
yeah, I think it's for CM Punk.
Yeah, so yeah, it's for CM Punk's belt, but that belt is already on MJF's shoulder.
Well, yeah, I know that. I know it's not real, but
yeah,
it's supposed to be for CM Punk's belt. Yeah. I don't see it.
And then again, to piggyback on what you're saying, that thought exactly. So that's not actually the belt. Blah blah blah. Samoa Joe's belt is actually his belt. So if CM Punk wins it, I guess you have something else to put up or shut up. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I don't think Punk's losing to Samoa Joe because he's not going to give up the imaginary belt for the storyline purposes that we're talking about. Plus, the whole thing of he doesn't really ever beat Samoa Joe. So now he's beating Samoa Joe. So
Punk, 10 years too late, but whatever.
Yeah. So Punk plus Collision seems to be Punk's show. Not even gonna hate. Seeming to like that a little more than Rampage and Dynamite, but that's another topic. But you can't have the main player lose like that.
So finishing off. Adam Cole. Baby boom. Versus MJF in one of the most entertaining storylines, two of the best wrestlers on the planet, two of the best performers right now. Roman, we ain't forget about you, Tribal Chief, but we talking AEW right now. We got some other stars over there, but we're not talking about them right now.
All right, so let me go first. Adam Cole versus MJF. We said it before. I feel like this turn is going to be epic. Hopefully, you do not let me down, Tony, because I don't know which way it's going to turn. Because obviously, we could do the obvious that we don't think is going to happen is MJF turn heel, but we all expect that anyway. I said a long time ago when the best friends shit started happening that Cole would turn on him. which I kind of still believe. But then I think somebody mentioned in the Discord, y'all should join. It's free. It's in the description box. We have the Roderick Strong aspect of it that he did go back and join. Well, I don't know if he joined, but he's fucking with his old crew, right? I forget what they're called from Ring of Honor. You know what I'm saying? What if they interfere? See what I'm saying? Like that's a whole like all right. So let's say we go with your three. That they won the belts, right? They won the tag team belts, right? Boom, they got that. So now they're fighting. Before it ends, and maybe one of them are going to win. Let's say Adam Cole is going to win. Then you have Roger come in. They start fucking up Cole, and MJF saves him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we could still continue the friendship.
I ain't gonna lie, you just
Like
fucked me up so much because I had a lot of possibilities, but now you just opened up like you just multiplied it by like 4. Because when I think about it like this. Like you said, there's first of all, there's the fact that this has to piggyback off of whatever happens in that first match. So without knowing what actually happens with that first match, I guess we'll stick to my prediction because that was my prediction. They win it, right? So they win it. Good mood. The turn has to happen, like we said. The turn's gonna be epic. Does the turn happen tomorrow? At the time of recording, that's one. So we don't know when the turn. We also don't know who's the turn for sure. I think it should be Adam Cole who turns. But does that mean Adam Cole gets the dub? He could turn without getting the dub, but if he's gonna turn, he should probably win, right? So I'm leaning that way, but I could see something like what you say happening. You know, the fight's going on, then Roger Strong comes in because Cole's about to win. The MJF will no, I don't want to win this way or blah, whatever. There's just and there's that. Oh, you know, we're still tag team champions together. There's so many. I think the only way to do this wrong, not only way, because it's even that what I'm about to say is can happen multiple different ways. I think the only thing that would be incorrect here would be to turn MJF. Any other way you do this, I probably won't care. I just don't think MJF should be turned today if he's going to be the one to turn. I don't think he should be turned at all. But if we're going to do the turn today, it shouldn't be MJF today. It should be Adam Cole today. We could not do the turn at all, have a payoff even later on, and I'll still be fine with that. It's just be done right. But again, this is also a long card. By this point of the night, how much am I going to want shenanigans? I might need a clean finish depending on how much other shenanigans happen for the rest of the card. So that's the problem with the main event also. It also has everything else always affects it. I just, you know.
Who you leaning with to win?
I'm leaning towards Adam Cole.
All right. Me too. But I do have a question for you guys that are watching. You put in the comments if you guys can say it before Kenny. I didn't really watch Ring of Honor like you did. Was Roderick and the other guys that were in a stable, wasn't Adam Cole in that too?
Yeah.
So maybe they're pretending
Because
to jump.
Roger Strong and Adam Cole, it was them two that was like basically thick as thin throughout Ring of Honor. They were the original tag team. Everyone else joined on in different facets. So
maybe they pretend to jump Cole. MJF tries to help him. Cole turns around and says, "No, this is my stable now. We from Ring of Honor. This is what we used to do." Because Adam,
or they can even do that after the match. He might play possum the whole match, and then after we like played you, and then MJF's heartbroken, darker MJF than we had before. Oh, we about to go stupid.
Yeah, because Adam was with the Elite. Then he got the concussion, so that kind of
Jesus.
So that kind of took him out of it. Then we couldn't do the Bullet Club thing either because he got hurt, so that took him out of it. So he's kind of like stableless because that we did have Undisputed, but then Riley got hurt, and then Fish did what he did, so he's gone. So now he just don't have a stable except for Roderick. So I could see him as the champ running his own stable back in Power. To me, that would make the most sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Cole. There's just so many ways it can happen.
We booked it. If anything things happen, like I said, Jade, fucking Adam Cole and his new Ring of Honor family, y'all know who said it here. But if it didn't, just disregard and just have fun here. You have any last thoughts? Because quiet over there real quick.
No, I'm thinking we got a lot of surprises possible. You named multiple of them. I said a couple. There's a lot of different ways it can happen. Hopefully this card isn't too long. But I forgot. So if it's starting at 1 tomorrow, that's 6 o'clock in London. So we're looking at a 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock finish. Possibly that might you strap yourself in for 4 to 5 hours possibly of wrestling. There's not gonna be a lot of backstage stuff. There might be some shenanigans, but it's gonna be like, front and center. It's probably gonna be quick. This is different. This is All In. So technically, they haven't done All Ins like the way they do all the other pay-per-views. All In was their first pay-per-view that basically birthed AEW. So expect a lot of birthing of storylines. Not in the WrestleMania closeout fashion, but in a we need to renew some stuff fashion. When you grilling and you're flipping your burger over, not resetting the flame, but get on that other side. We're really cooking now.
Yeah, we cooking. Just like we be cooking. So make sure y'all join the Discord. Make sure you like this, share it with your peoples, subscribe, get the Discord free, get the merch, look fresh. Join the Patreon, all that good stuff, man. Because we're about to be out. But I hope y'all enjoy this. We all enjoy the pay-per-views, whether you watch WWE, AEW, Impact, New Japan, whatever. We try to cover it. So put in the comments what y'all looking for, and we shall read it and reply. But I'll let Kenny do his partings. I'll give you mine, and we out.
Well, you already know it's your boy. So again, like I told y'all, G1 is cooking. So your boy's obviously also cooking. Those videos coming. Still got those stable videos. Those ain't done. Still got those coming. We got the Kobe video to just drop on the Be Yourself podcast. We got some stuff coming out for that. Football season is starting. Today is actually college football. So that means my Go For Two channel coming back too as well. Just a lot of stuff popping. Stick to them. You might want to get into Discord. Get a lot of info in there. We off the X basically, but you still get us on IG. My threads log itself out, so I don't go on that. I gotta remember to do that because it always log itself out. But get at us. Put a comment. We'll see them. We'll get at you on there. It is what it is. My boy, all in.
Peace out.